So it's 2023 and we're still arresting people for weed?
Apparently so. At least not in this country.
No, not here. It's
No.
been legal here for many years.
A couple years now, yeah.
Welcome back to DA Wrestling. It's Doug. I'm here with Andrew. What's going on, man?
It's going well. It's Friday night. SmackDown ended about an hour ago. Basically here to do that whole lovely review, our weekly wrestling show. We will probably, by the looks of it, start doing Raw reviews on Monday nights after we're
Yeah,
done.
yeah. So, and I think those shows are just going to be We Talk About Raw.
Yeah, just Raw. We're going to talk about Raw.
Yeah.
And so everybody knows what goes on in Raw. I will get those up to you as fast as humanly possible, most likely on the Tuesday. I'll be working late on that
Yeah,
stuff.
Tuesday morning, late Monday night.
Absolutely.
I'll make an effort to get that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I bring that up off the top
Yeah.
is Liv Morgan, who's been out with an injury, I think.
I believe so, yeah. She hasn't really been 100% healthy this year. She's had kind of a terrible 2023 as far as injuries go.
Yeah, so she was pulled over routine traffic stop last night
Yeah.
in Florida,
Yeah.
and according to the police report, the arrest report,
Mhm.
when the officer approached the vehicle, there was a heavy smell of marijuana. They searched her car, found a little baggie of weed and a vape pen, which was later tested to be marijuana. She was arrested. She's already been bonded, and I believe she's going to be arraigned tomorrow morning,
Really?
is the latest I have read about it. This all came out during SmackDown, by the way.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah. So, um, yeah. So, yeah, it's 2023 and they're still arresting people for weed.
Look, I understand. I mean, do you know what state it was in?
Florida.
In Florida. Of all places,
Yeah.
Florida. Where glaucoma is probably runs rampant. And they probably marijuana more than anything else really in the other state other than probably Seattle or Pittsburgh,
Colorado.
Colorado. So you guys complain about marijuana. Look, it's bloody weed, man. It's 2023. It's marijuana. Who cares? Now she got picked up with a bag of coke. Okay, fair enough. But like,
Exactly.
it's a plant. It's weed. It's not a big deal. It's legal here in this country, in Canada.
Were
So,
you watching wrestling in 2006?
oh yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So, do you remember the very brief RVD WWE title run?
yeah. They used to like miss. Yeah, well, RVD is an avid marijuana smoker. We all know that.
Right. You understand that they took the title off him and gave it to Edge 3 weeks later because him and Sabu got arrested for weed, right?
Yeah, it's also a different time though. That
No,
was nearly
I get
it
that.
was nearly
But
20 years ago.
like when I saw that, I immediately thought of the RVD thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Um, anyways, so
I'm sure she'll probably be
uh,
suspended for it anyway because they do have a pretty
oh,
strict drug policy, I guess. I mean,
I don't think they even test for weed, bro.
no, but I mean, they do have a strict policy, and it is. Um, I mean, we'll see what happens.
I don't think you'll see any punishment on the WWE side.
No, she just might eat shit for a while in the matches.
No, but she's still out.
Yeah. But when she comes back, well, when
She
she
hasn't
comes
been seen
back,
on.
yeah, when she comes back, they might. I don't know. We'll see what
Maybe like
happens.
that's like the Vince's way. That's Vince's way of doing things, man. I
It,
don't
it,
think
it
he would
is.
run like that anymore.
We'll see what
I
happens. This might
digress.
be the first thing that happens because it is under new ownership with TKO, right? So we don't know what they're going to do yet.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Anyway, Raw. Not much big news came out of Raw this week, other than our favorite friend CM Punk joined the Raw group and being confronted.
Which we were talking about last week. We and like privately off camera, we've been talking about how it made sense that Orton
Yeah,
goes to SmackDown, Punk goes to Raw.
yeah, and
Um,
because of that, um, little side note there. That looks like that's going to affect them the new TV deal. for
Oh yeah,
for
so
them, because even though Rollins confronted and we'll get confronted CM Punk on Raw, we'll get to that shortly. But there is a
and
motive to CM Punk being on Raw.
I don't know if that's so much the motive, just him being back with the company. So for those that aren't up to speed, it was reported earlier this week. Um, I believe it was Fightful, uh, that Punk made some introductions to the Warner Brothers Discovery people, or WBD, uh, who is very closely affiliated with AEW.
Yep.
Um, and apparently there was a meeting this week, uh, maybe as recent as yesterday.
I heard it was Monday
Uh,
with Paul Levesque, Tony Khan, and Ariel
Nick Khan,
Nick
the
Khan.
wrong
Sorry,
Khan.
sorry. It's hard to get to. I get confused with those two. Both last name is Khan. It's not like Star Trek.
Yep,
But yeah, it was Paul Levesque, Nick Khan. Yeah,
I can't even do that. I can't
he's
even do
skilled to
that
do that.
anymore.
Nick Khan, Triple H, and Ariel Hawaii, who was there for the conversation. I understand.
Right. So, and actually, side note of that, Ariel Helwani, um, he's actually going to be joining the CBC broadcast crew to
Mm-hmm.
go cover the Olympics in Paris next year.
Oh, nice, good ground.
Yeah, no, huge opportunity for him. I love Ariel.
Yeah,
Um, but
I got the wrong Ariel. Right? So it's supposed to be Ariel, whatever the hell, the guy who runs TKO.
Ari, oh,
Oh,
Ari
Aria
Emanuel.
Manuel, that's it. Sorry,
Oh,
I got confused. My mistake. My apologies.
oh, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, Ari Emanuel makes more sense at that meeting than
Yeah,
Ariel
I was like,
Helwani.
yeah. I was like, I don't know why I said that. I realized after what I said, when you said CBC, I'm like, wait a second, I messed up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So, anyways, still kudos to Ariel Helwani.
for sure, absolutely. Good
I've
Canadian,
been watching that league many years.
good Canadian boy, Montreal boy, but good Canadian boy.
One of the best in the game. Anyways,
True.
uh, so uh, there is a potential for Warner Brothers Discovery to pick up Raw for the purposes of putting it on TBS or TNT. Now, in the wrestling space, that raises a bunch of alarms, doesn't it?
If you're AEW,
Well,
quiet,
now,
quietly they've been saying that AEW is
do
with.
you think? So I'm going to pose this to you because I've seen this take a few times over
Okay,
the last couple of days.
all right.
Um, do you think that if Raw goes to TBS or TNT,
Okay.
do you think it jeopardizes AEW being renewed? Because maybe wrestling people care about brand loyalty,
Mhm.
but I don't think TV execs do. I think that they just care about ratings
Well,
and whatever's going to bring in advertising dollars.
same time too. They're also on separate nights. The Raw's not going to be moved from Mondays, I don't think. It is on Wednesday. Eight Dynamite is on Wednesdays. So and Dynamite is the number one show on Wednesdays right now. So I mean,
Well, and to be
it's
fair, we've seen it up here in Canada back in the 90s.
we see it now here in Canada with Raw. With we used to see it, yeah, with Raw and Nitro on
Raw
TSN.
and Nitro were, yeah, Raw
Yeah,
and Nitro were both on TSN, even
yeah.
though Nitro was never live
It was
on
usually shown
Nitro.
two. It was
Oh,
usually shown Tuesdays around 4 o'clock or 5.
yeah, it was always 4 o'clock. I used to sit down and watch it with
Yeah,
my dad.
yeah. So I mean,
Um,
I don't think it really affects them that much. Although it may, I mean, it won't affect WWE that much. It's going to affect AEW if anything. But AEW seems to be like they made about over 100 million or something like that in revenue this year, thanks to Wembley.
yeah.
But they apparently have lost also 34 million. Now I don't know, can't remember where that happened, but they have apparently have
Do
lost
you
like a
know
million.
where do you know where that number's coming from?
Uh, I think it's from something. I heard they lost 34 million. I know that. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't confirm, but I've heard they have made a loss
Well, yeah,
of 34
a
million.
hundred. I think the number I saw was like 140 or 160 million in revenue.
Yeah, I read
But
it.
if they're operating at a $34 million loss,
Yeah.
that's not good.
No, but it's also,
Um,
but they also do, I think from what I understand too, they're paying each employee is about 450,000 a year. I've heard between 450,000 to 250,000 a year each,
well,
each
and we
wrestler.
won't know. Well, because they're a privately owned company, we're not going to be privy to that information.
No, they're not public yet. Now I'll be interested to see if AEW ever does go public. I'll be interested to see what happens if they ever
I
decide to.
don't I don't think they're gonna get big enough to do that.
Well, let's see.
Um,
WWE went public in what, 99?
99, which
Okay.
was like so they turned everything around in 98.
Mhm.
By 99, they were doing ratings of like 7 and 6. They were doing that every week. And, you know, TV was a lot more popular back then instead of today's metrics, which is all social media clicks and stuff like that.
Well, nowadays they talk
Mm,
about the demo being the biggest thing, the 18 to
yeah,
26 to 18 to 40
exactly.
demo, right? I mean, really, it's what it is, what that is.
I think it's
Nobody
18 to
cares.
49
18 to
is the
49
demo.
is the demo. Yeah,
Yeah.
who cares?
I
Stupid.
mean, like us as fans shouldn't care that much.
No, but the tribalist fans will care.
Oh my God, dude.
You know they do.
I know one of our early episodes you went on rant about that, but
Yeah.
don't have the I don't have the capacity or the energy to get into that again.
No,
Not today.
we can do that on another day. We'll just do
Oh,
that one.
we'll
We'll just
table
do a
that. Let's
separate
table.
episode of that just for fun because, quite frankly, it needs to be done.
Speaking of
Uh,
a separate episode just for fun, um, probably within the first week of 2024, we will bring you a best of and worst of show. We're going to come up with some categories off camera of best and worst. And yeah, we'll just sit down, we'll record it. It'll probably be a longer one,
yeah,
but um, just stuff we like, stuff we didn't like,
yeah,
and let it go from there.
yeah. We'll
But
see how
yeah,
the week is.
let's get back to Raw,
Let's get
dude.
back to Raw though. So CM Punk decided to choose for chose to Raw, which I think we already mentioned. No, we all saw it coming.
And was
Um,
immediately interrupted
Updated
by
by
Seth
Seth
Rollins.
Rollins, who
I didn't think we were going to get that till post Rumble.
no, but what's interesting about it though is that he dropped a pipe bomb of his own.
Oh, Rollins, that was I mean, the promos he was cutting leading up to his match with Roman at the 2022 Royal Rumble.
I think that was the one where he came in dressed as the Shield,
Right.
which was hilarious.
Oh, dude. And listen, I could sit here and watch the half hour worth of promos between those two leading up to that match.
Yeah,
I could sit here and watch it all day
yeah,
because there's so much history intertwined there. And I mentioned this before a couple weeks ago. Seth's one of the guys that was there when Punk left.
yeah,
And Rollins has been
mm,
there ever since.
yeah,
I mean, and he's ever since he had the second knee problem,
yeah,
he's very rarely taken time off.
yeah. He's been going.
Like
Yeah, I mean, he's
he's
gotten
been
married and had a kid and all that stuff, and barely took any time off.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that if you're gonna have the um outsider coming in and someone defending the turf type deal, I actually don't hate Seth Rollins being that guy.
No, I think Rollins would be.
Seth Rollins is a babyface, okay? Doesn't exactly move me.
No,
But that being said, I think with the right person, I think Seth can be an amazing babyface.
Yeah, but he's gonna be a heel in this one. Or at least,
Well, yeah, because
well,
the
you know, it's
the
kind of it's
novelty of
tossed.
CM Punk.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say just give it. It's a toss up. I think it's gonna be
I
50
can't.
50 in the arena,
I look at this, Andrew, as a babyface versus babyface match.
which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. It doesn't have to be the
Absolutely.
move of
But
bad versus good.
the dynamic of it is what makes it really interesting.
Yeah,
Um, and again, so Rollins basically said the exact same thing that all of us were thinking when he cut that promo 2 weeks ago on. Okay, for how pandering and condescending that was, given the even recent history of
yeah,
CM Punk,
yeah.
right? So I'm excited for when that match finally pops off. However, the segment ended with because I think Punk, whether it's in storyline or you know shooting a little bit, yeah, he probably saw that coming. So
I
he gave him one chance to let it all out,
yeah,
and next time he's going to come back with ammunition,
yeah,
and then declares for the Royal Rumble.
yeah.
So
But
that leaves interesting.
from what reports I was hearing, probably through Sunrise Sap or through someone else, they're exactly not exact. Well, plans haven't exactly changed since Punk's arrived. Apparently, the Royal Rumble still already is. Royal Rumble winner is still already chosen, but plans change. Subject card subject to change. You never know what's going to happen.
Especially because here's the thing. Who's the one person that everyone's wanted to see back for the last 10 years?
Well, we all know who that is.
Right.
Chick Magnet
Because,
Phil.
yeah. So like, his name has been like, that was like the battle cry of the audience when they got bored for the last 10 years,
Yeah,
you know, is chanting for CM Punk. Um, Especially every time they were in Chicago.
yeah.
Um,
It's
so I think that, you know, I think Mania is gonna be killer this year.
yeah.
I thought last year was good.
Other than the past
I think
couple
this
past two WrestleManias have been pretty bang on, man.
oh yeah.
Past two,
Even 38 in Dallas,
yeah,
39 last year,
yeah.
or this year in LA. Yeah,
This is 40 this year and 40 this year in Philly. So the past,
I've
yeah.
enjoyed both
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Like the one in Dallas with
Uh,
Stone Cold as headlining the first night was amazing.
oh, absolutely. There's so many memorable moments from that WrestleMania.
Yeah,
As well as even this year. Like
yeah.
this year was fantastic.
It was good.
But
It was really good.
we'll go more in depth on that
Yeah,
on our best of show, okay?
yeah.
Because that's up there for my show of the year.
Yeah. Um Cody Shinsuke Nakamura happened. It was the main event on Raw. Um both of us
Cody
called
got misted.
both of us called it being as a DQ kind of thing finish. So we're not really
No
surprised
contest.
there. Yeah, this is gonna
Yeah.
probably lead up for a while. Gives Cody something to do, gives Shin something to do. And you know they're eventually gonna blow it off. It's gonna be a hell of a killer match between both.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're given enough time.
Yeah, and they're gonna get. I think they're gonna give him time.
I like the Creed brothers going against Judgment Day next week
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna win.
because if you whoa,
Well,
whoa,
maybe.
hear me out. Hear me out. Okay. You really want to sell this dissension within Judgment Day? You know, you saw Priest and Rhea get in each other's face on Monday.
Yeah,
Okay. What if? Because listen, the Creeds are a badass tag team. Okay. Those dudes can go.
hmm
And I think Julius Creed has all the makings of. He has star written all over him.
So he's the Shawn Michaels to the other one's Mario Giannetti.
Yeah, probably. I mean, all their important feuds in NXT. I mean, it's always been Julius
Yeah,
that's
he's
made.
he's the one that shines.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, so what if the Creeds, maybe with some help from Alpha Academy,
Yeah,
you know, because it's gonna happen. Ref bump, here comes the rest of Judgment Day. And what if, Otis and Chad Gable, come down, make the save for them? At least, at least give us a good false finish or a visual pin
yeah,
so that you can get a rematch out of this down the line.
yeah. It's going to be well. We'll see what it. Well, I don't know. I don't think they're going to win the titles yet. I think it's too early, but you never know.
Yeah.
You don't really
Uh,
know. I do. Oh,
NXT. I did
NXT.
see a bit of NXT.
NXT was
So
good this week.
yeah. So
Actually, we
Carmelo
do.
Hayes gets
Yep,
attacked.
yep, yep.
Carmelo Hayes gets attacked. And at the end of the show, Trick and Mello come out and Mello accuses Dragunov of being the one to take them both out.
Yeah, which is absolutely stupid. That's
It
dumb.
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make logical sense storyline wise because Dragunov's a babyface.
Yeah,
Doesn't make any sense.
no.
So um uh and then there was a little tug of war over the belt
Yeah.
and Mello ripped it out of Ilya's hand, but in the motion knocked Trick down,
Hmm.
hitting him with the belt. So
Yeah.
you're teasing the dissension there between uh Trick and Mello,
Yeah.
which I think that match has to happen eventually.
It's gonna happen. I think it happens before he leaves NXT completely.
Well,
Uh,
actually, after what I tell you happened tonight, it's happening sooner than you think.
yeah, more than likely.
Um,
But, uh,
but
but that was interesting.
wait,
The rest of NXT was pretty actually wasn't bad. Corey Jade was back. She had her first match with
yeah, her and
Valkyria was
Her and
there.
Blair beat. Was it Lyra Valkyria
Lyra
and?
Valkyria and returning Nikita Lyons.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nikita Lyons is back
Yeah,
too.
wasn't a big fan of, not really a big fan of Nikita Lyons. It just doesn't do anything for me. You
She's
know,
a
as
thick
a,
girl.
it's not even a thick girl, but I just don't like the character. It has nothing to
No,
do with what she looks like. Just don't.
but that was kind of part of the sell of it
I
when she first
guess.
came up. But
Yeah. Um,
um,
Before we move on to SmackDown, though, I did see some a little bit of breaking news today.
what's
Charlotte
up?
Flair is out 9 months, apparently 9 months.
Yes, so they addressed this on SmackDown.
Yes, with her knee.
They
Um,
did they did address this on SmackDown. So
um,
we can get into that now.
that's and this will segue. That's a nice segue to move into SmackDown because Charlotte
Slip on
Flair
the
is out.
top. Yeah, slip on the top, jostling with Asuka last week, and
Yeah.
boy, what a nasty landing. Um,
Yeah.
even like so my wife was down here, uh, just kind of because I just got home from work, so my wife
Yeah.
was down here watching with me a little bit,
Yeah.
and she saw it, and it was the landing on her neck that was uh frightening, but
Mhm.
I can definitely see as soon as Michael Cole said knee, I could definitely see where that happened. So yeah,
Yeah.
she's gonna be at 9 months.
Yeah. Which
Gonna
is
miss the annual payday,
this is her second WrestleMania
which
she'll miss now.
yeah, it's
You know,
unfortunate, but
it
it
is.
is what it is.
I mean,
Like
she's taken a
injuries
fair.
happen.
Yeah, I mean, she's taken a fair amount of time off over the past year and a half, 2 years. I mean,
Yeah.
rightfully so. She's done a ton, like for the first 7 to 8 years of her career in WWE, maybe even longer
Oh,
than
for
that.
sure.
So I mean,
Yeah.
fair enough. It just doesn't add to it though. I mean, she's gonna be off for now for the next 9 months, but it's gonna give people time to miss her, and she'll probably come back as a huge face, and we'll see what happens there.
Oh yeah. Although I really don't like Charlotte as a face, but
No,
I
she's
don't like
better as a
any.
heel.
I don't listen. I don't like any Flair as a baby face.
It's true. She's not. Flair's are not actually good at heels. heel work.
All right, so let's go to SmackDown. I got to
Let's move
run down,
on. Let's
right?
move on to SmackDown there. So Return of the Tribal Chief. Put your finger up. Return of the Tribal Chief is up. We acknowledge the Tribal Chief here on this show we call DA Wrestling. Uh, Confronted by Randy Orton.
Yep. And
We saw this
Orton
one
Orton
coming.
wants the title match. Yeah. Orton wants the title match at Royal Rumble. I think that, you know, nothing was confirmed tonight, but it's gonna be jumping through some hoops. Roman has a couple more appearances before the end of the year.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be jumping through some hoops to help build this up.
yeah,
And Orton will probably get because I think Roman's on the show next week as well.
yeah. I think if you look at his schedule, he might be on. He's on this probably the last week before Christmas. Then everybody's off for Christmas. No,
Yeah.
no, it won't be on next
Or
week.
actually
No,
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 everyone's
I
off
think
as the
he's on the
18th.
one after.
Yes, everyone's off on the as everybody's off as of the 18th. So as the 18th of December, they're giving people giving Christmas time off. I think we talked about this last week.
So actually that brings up an interesting point.
Yeah,
So our first our first Raw review will be probably the New Year's Day Raw.
yeah. We'll see what the Raw looks like and go from there.
Because they're not doing a live show on Christmas.
No,
They're not
no,
doing a live show on Christmas Day.
no,
So
no. There,
that's
there,
just
no,
gonna be
there,
like
there is a Raw next week though, folks. So we'll be doing Raw next week. And yeah, week after that,
oh, you're right.
week after that, it will be um
Christmas Day.
it'll be Christmas Day Raw, and the week after that will be so we'll have two before the year end. No, one before the year ends.
Yes.
That makes more
Um,
sense. Sorry,
yeah.
it's
So
hectic time of year this time of year. So,
it's all good.
but it's
But
interesting. Did
yeah,
now
like
I kind of
we
missed a
saw this
lot.
coming.
Yeah, we did see this coming with Randy Orton since he's been back and he made his presence felt. Um, Now I didn't get a chance to go to Raw. I just got off work and came here and got this going here. Have we seen the breakup or the kick out of Bailey yet from Damage Control?
Actually, quite the opposite. So
Son of a bitch.
allow allow me to take it from here, please.
Yes.
So after this opening segment was right around the time I got in because the very next match was or the first match of the night.
Yeah.
Um, well, there was a quick one between what was it? Uh, Axiom and somebody else.
Yeah.
But that might have been taping for main event or something like that. But
Yeah.
um, first important match was in the U.S. Contender tournament.
Yeah.
The debuting Carmelo, well, not debuting because he's been on Raw before, but uh, incoming Carmelo Hayes
Yes.
versus Grayson Waller. Really good match. I happened to catch the end.
Really.
Um, yeah, so that stupid rolling stunner that Grayson Waller does pisses me off.
It's annoying as hell.
It makes no logical sense.
Nope.
So he goes to do that after hanging up Mello on the top rope,
Yeah.
and then uh, Mello basically hits him with a code breaker.
Really.
Um, hit him with a code breaker in the chest instead of on the head,
Okay.
and hit nothing but net. I thought Theory might have got involved, and uh, I thought Theory might have got involved and kind of cost Mello,
Really.
but yeah, Carmelo Hayes moves on.
Well, I think I'm not shocked by Carmelo Hayes moving on. I just don't. I see Grayson Waller as a comedy relief kind
I
of
could
guy.
see, I could see, I could see Carmelo Hayes going to the final and losing to Bobby Lashley.
Ooh, that's right. Bashley's in those two, isn't he?
Yeah, so I'll kind of go through this step by step.
Yeah.
After that match, we had um, the other semifinal match,
Yeah.
or on this side of the bracket anyway,
Hmm.
um, between Kevin Owens
Yeah.
and Austin Theory.
Okay.
Theory worked the broken hand.
Mhm.
Uh, Owens was wearing like a brace cast sort of thing
Okay.
to protect it. It came into play late in the match. Theory started just beating on the hand, tried to take the cast off, and Owens hit him with the cast
Oh, really?
and pinned him for three.
Nice.
So next round is going to be Carmelo Hayes and Kevin Owens,
Really?
which afterwards, uh, Kevin Owens was approached in the back by Caleb Braxton,
Yeah.
starts cutting promo,
Hmm.
and in steps Carmelo Hayes to basically warn Kevin Owens, like, hey, like,
Yeah.
I'm not Waller, I'm not Theory, and I'm coming for you.
Really?
I need this more than you do. So I
Oh,
like this. I like this. Then we had a quick little vignette from Karrion Cross about time to reset type deal.
I I look. I like Cross. I think they should do something more with them. I just sometimes don't know what they want to do with them because just like I
I
like
don't
this.
know.
I really like this NXT run, but unfortunately, his NXT run was also the same time as Cole being there and the Undisputed Era being there. And I feel
The golden
Cole
age.
when Cole
That was the golden age of NXT.
yeah,
Like
and when Cole hit that promo on him, kind of opened up a lot of eyes.
if I see that promo again, I'm gonna like
It was a good promo.
it's like it's a good promo, but like it's overplayed at this point. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah, I understand that, but
Uh so yeah, just a quick little vignette. Then there was one from Damage Control.
mhm,
All of them. To which Bailey even called Dakota Kai the mastermind.
really interesting.
Buddy, buddy, they're playing this up that when they turn their backs on Bailey, oh boy, it's gonna hit.
It's gonna hit good,
And then that led into a reunion of the Kabuki Warriors, former women's tag team champions.
really
Yes, and they actually came out. Their Tron actually said the Kabuki Warriors.
nice,
They were announced as the Kabuki Warriors,
nice.
right? Uh, Only halfway through their entrance, they were jumped by Mishin and Zelina Vega, who were their
Yeah,
opponents.
I just don't really see where that whole thing is going.
And for a third week in a row,
Yeah,
guess who had an impact in the match?
Bailey.
Bailey. Mishin was on the top rope. Ref was distracted. Here comes Bailey, shoves Mishin off the top rope into the finish.
Okay,
And Damage Control wins.
fair enough. I mean,
Uh,
I just I kind of want to get it going. Like you know, if it doesn't happen now, I think it happens at the Rumble. Then
I
I
think
think
it's
that's the
going to
most
happen
logical.
in the Rumble.
Yeah, and
I
that's going
think
to
it
lead to
happens
probably
in
a
the Rumble.
and it's going to lead to either a Bailey versus Io Sky or Bailey versus Dakota Kai. I just have that thinking of Dakota Kai for some reason.
I think that your Mania program for Io Sky should be big.
It should be, but I
I
have a
think it
feeling
should.
it. Well, who? Okay, we'll get a Royal Rumble preview in here before the Royal Rumble happens because we're gonna have a preview because I think our thoughts and picks could change the next
It's
little
at the
bit.
end of January, so
Yeah,
like
we have time.
we got a bit.
We
Yeah,
have
we got
time
a
to
bit.
rethink and get confused.
And more people are going to be announced. That card's going to take shape.
Yeah. Uh, let's talk about the quick return of the great AJ Styles.
So that does lead into the main event, right? Randy Orton versus Jimmy Uso. Um, and before this, there was a little backstage moment with Jimmy and Solo. And Jimmy feels like it's a setup. And all Solo said is, I'm your brother. And that was it.
Yeah.
Something tells me the executioner's coming for Jimmy at some point.
Oh yeah. Definitely gonna happen. Which I think is gonna bring out the Usos again for some odd reason. I don't
God,
know.
do know.
We'll see what happens.
It's
Uh
too soon.
no,
Anyways,
no, I said it could happen sometime, somewhere down the
right.
line.
So
But AJ's
just to
back.
quickly go over
Yeah.
quickly go over this match. Orton's in control, hits the DDT. As he's going for the RKO. Solo's music hits. So Orton's distracted, but before Solo even finished getting off the stage, he wasn't even getting down the ramp yet. Here comes LA Knight
Yeah.
to make the save. Orton gets up, turns around, RKO.
Yep.
Orton beats Jimmy Uso.
Yep.
And Roman comes out and is a 3-on-2 beatdown.
Yep.
And I'm looking at my phone like I always do,
Yep.
and it's 9:52.
Yeah.
I'm like, something's coming.
Absolutely.
And here comes the return of AJ Styles, who instead of coming from the entrance, comes through the crowd, phenomenal forearm to Roman. They clear the ring, and they're standing there, and Orton's like really surprised to see AJ for some reason, or
Yeah.
really happy to see AJ. And then AJ just turns around, decks LA Knight, and walks out. Now, in in the storytelling scape of this, okay,
Yep.
LA Knight took AJ Styles' spot. AJ was going to be the one to, you know, AJ was going to be the one to face Roman at Crown Jewel. And, he might feel like LA Knight stole that from him. So
Look,
I think there's justification for that. They
that's
did
fine.
mention they did mention that we may hear from AJ Styles next week.
Uh, I'll be honest, with you, I like AJ. I like heel AJ, so I'm okay
I
with
didn't
it.
even,
Like it's perfect. I think you know what? I think it's time for a heel. I think it's time for a change for AJ anyway. A heel AJ is good to go with
but
at this point.
but see, that's the thing. Everyone's so quick to call this a heel turn,
Well, I'm
and
just
I think
saying a heel turn because LA Knight's
I
so
under
popular
no,
right now, right? That's a
but
fair assessment.
you're not the only person that that I've heard say that tonight or seen say that tonight.
Okay.
Okay, but yes, typically in wrestling, when a face beats up another face
Hmm.
or sucker punches one,
Hmm.
immediately they go bad.
In some
Unless
way,
there's a
shape, or form.
justifiable reason. I just gave you one.
Yeah, and that's
So
fair.
I want to hear a promo from AJ before I am convinced that this was a heel turn.
We'll
You
see
know
what
what I mean?
happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, if it's a heel AJ or not, it doesn't really matter. But
Right.
but EJ probably is due for something different because he has been a face for quite a while. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does go full heel on this.
But
Mm,
I don't think that the match at the Rumble anymore is going to be just Roman and Randy Orton.
no. Well, judging by the sounds of what happened tonight, we were talking off air
I
before this happened, and you said it might be a fatal four way.
I could definitely see it being a fatal four way. And when's the last time Roman had a multi-man match for the title?
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 37?
Yeah, with Edge and Daniel Bryan.
Right. That was almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was the first WrestleMania with fans at it. So yeah, that was about 3 years ago.
They were still in the Thunderdome, but yeah, that was the first event they had with fans in like a year.
Yeah, that was the first one. That was the Tampa that was the Tampa one that should have happened, but Tampa, yeah,
Right.
pandemic screwed the whole thing up.
So to my best recollection, since that match, I don't think Roman's had a multi-man match with the
No, I think
title involved. I think it's all been one-on-one.
Yeah. Well, one in the bloodline, but that who's counting that? No, SmackDown was sound like it was a good episode. I'm watching it currently right now. I have the background here. I'm gonna go over it again so I know more what happened. Um,
Right.
well, let's move over to our last segment where that's going to be Dynamite.
Right.
Dynamite was
So,
very interesting. So let's go the Golden Class, the classic Continental Classic.
oh yeah, so you've been keeping up with this. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
like Roosh won. He finally got a win on that.
Moxley beat Swerve.
Moxley beat Swerve, and what we thought is like we picked last week Moxley to lose. I mean, I think I know I said last week I don't think Moxley needs the win.
No,
I'm kind of surprised that he did one. Now he did win with literally a handful of fucking tights. I mean, but overall, it was a good match. It
right.
was really good. Um, I was kind of surprised that Moxie won. Uh, the devil came out again, and they put Hangman Page through a car window.
Yes, I saw this. So actually, let's backtrack a little bit because
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the show opened with Samoa Joe.
it did. It did open with Samoa Joe.
So Samoa Joe cutting a promo about MJF getting attacked, which
Yeah,
led to him accusing Hangman of being the devil,
yeah,
which which hey, Kevin Owens said it a couple months ago. If you keep saying someone's name,
yeah,
that person's gonna come out. So as soon as Joe said what he had to say, out
yep,
comes Hangman.
yeah,
And they get in each other's face, which spawned Roddy Strong
yep,
to come out, which ironically, the first match was Hangman versus Roddy Strong.
yeah.
But Roddy is trying to frame it so that Max is the devil.
Yeah, I'm trying to put out that Max is just playing himself or a
Right.
multiple personality.
Right. So, like I said last week, I don't know, or sorry, 2 weeks ago, I don't know how I feel about this devil storyline and how it's playing out.
I'll be honest, yeah, I find it's dragged on a little bit too long. Um,
I think the reveal has to happen at World's End.
I think it has to be. Now, they have been saying, a lot of people have been saying too, one of them is Warlord. They're saying it's Taven, Bennett,
One of them saying Bennett, yeah.
Bennett, Strong. I've heard Kylo O'Reilly, which we said actually a while back too. I made a short on it.
I've and
But
I've
the
also
but the fifth member, I'm still saying Cole, but I've heard the fifth member is possibly Wardlow.
ooh, see, I want to believe that, but like if it was, and I've said this before to you, I don't know if it was on
Yeah.
like live or not. If it was Wardlow, we'd know it's fucking Wardlow. That
Well,
dude is fucking swole.
yeah. I mean,
Dude, I just saw him post a video on fucking X.
yeah.
That dude is a walking mountain right now.
Mhm.
Like he's giving Brian Cage a run for his money.
Brian Cage is big.
Brian Cage is a
He's a
big boy.
big dude. As
Yeah,
a guy, as somebody like me who likes bodybuilding, I can appreciate how the size of Brian Cage.
yeah. And the fact that Brian Cage can move the way that Brian Cage moves.
Yeah, Brian Cage moves quite well for his size.
Um,
But
but dude,
I'm sticking with Cole as my pick on that.
I wouldn't hate Wardlow.
No, it would make sense too.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yes, but I just still see it being Cole. I don't know.
But actually, the more I'm thinking about this, the more it makes more sense that it's Wardlow than it does Adam Cole.
Yeah,
because you take this all the way back to Double or Nothing
Yep.
last year.
Yeah.
Wardlow finally breaks free from MJF. A 10 powerbomb symphony.
Yeah.
Wardlow is the hottest thing going.
Mhm.
All of that was cut out from underneath him because of an alleged plane ticket that may or may not have happened, and a work shoot promo on Wednesday that is still like,
Yeah. Be interesting to see.
you know,
It's I
and look at the heights that MJF has gone to since then,
well,
and look at where Wardlow's gone.
yeah, and that's also too where I said I stayed before in the past. I think MJF signed 6 months ago,
Right.
7 now. Right? I think he probably signed a while ago. I don't think it's because it's coming to the end. We're not far away
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
January
We only got
24.
yeah.
So, and there hasn't been anything huge. He hasn't even mentioned the whole thing. But there was, I've heard talk of possible stripping of the title, but I doubt that's going to happen because I think it re-signed anyway. Um, but
Okay.
you
Last
you
thing.
you
Last
brought
thing I
some
want to
news up today that to me that was interesting, and we both know somebody. Well, we don't know somebody, but we know Brock Lesnar,
Yep.
right? As as the Beast incarnate, all that stuff. Uh, Canadian citizen now, lives in Saskatchewan on a ranch. Uh, he fought for years with diverticulitis, and now let's just call him a fellow Canadian now, has now reported having diverticulitis, and that's Kenny Omega. Thoughts?
Yeah. So it came out this afternoon. Uh, Kenny Omega posted a picture of him in a hospital bed hooked up to an IV.
Yeah,
Um, he's out indefinitely. Um, and I believe between Sean Ross Sapp and a couple other sites, it came out that it was diverticulitis. So, we wish Kenny Omega all the best. Get healthy, get back,
yeah. I'm
and
interested to see what happens now because they did announce on Dynamite that the Golden Jets with Jericho was supposed to be going
yeah,
against for thing, but we'll
Jericho will
see what
finally be a
happens.
partner.
Yeah,
Jericho
that's
will
probably
finally
what's
be a
going to
partner.
happen. Uh, I
Yeah.
mean, Brock
Um,
fought with diverticulitis in the UFC.
yeah, I know.
Now he
And
lost
he
because
lost
he
half
had
his
it.
he lost half a fucking intestine, if I
Yeah.
remember that.
Hmm.
But
We'll see what
anyways,
happens.
that's going to do it for this week.
Yep.
As always, you can find the show everywhere except Apple.
Yep.
I'm not currently working on it this time. Um, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Um, you can you can follow the show. It's still at DA Sports Podcast on Instagram, DA Sports Pod on X.
Yeah.
You could follow us at DA Wrestling Podcast on Facebook. Um, I'm running that account over there. Uh, Andrew's doing the Instagram and the X.
And
Uh,
TikTok.
Andrew's been doing some fire shit over on TikTok, both wrestling and sports.
Yeah, a lot of wrestling. So half wrestling, half sports right now. We're just doing both. We're keeping our foot in the sports area. It's quite frankly, that's one of our main interests in life besides wrestling. So we just
Sure,
just want to do everything right. But there's a good story. I would do it on wrestling. I'm gonna do a short on it. If there's a good story in sport wrestling and sports about it, I'm gonna do a short on it. It's just
sure, absolutely.
Chris, the creative juice is going and it makes it funny because it's comical to me.
Follow us on
But
YouTube at DA Wrestling Podcast.
yes, follow us on YouTube,
You can,
like, comment, share, and subscribe, guys. All those things.
right. You can follow me, D Lions 1991 on X. He is A Purcell 1982 on Instagram. We'll catch you down the road.
Have a good day. See you later. Daddy loves you.